England introduces a new jet attack bomber. Australian Premier Menzies is on hand to name the plane the Canberra, after his country's capital. Christened with Australian champagne, the Canberra joins the Royal Air Force at once. A pair of Rolls-Royce turbojet Avons supply her power, and her speed is announced as 600 miles an hour, but most other data is secret. She's ready to fly to America for inspection by U.S. Air Force officers. And now the Canberra heads out to race the sun across the Atlantic.
Well, the Canberra was the first jet bomber built by Britain, and it was subsequently licensed built in Australia. The engines and the airframe were built in Melbourne, and not a lot of people actually appreciate that the Canberra was named after the Australian capital city. So it's quite appropriate that we should have built the collection around the Canberra. And to this day, the aircraft carries a plaque stating that it's exhibit number 1. In 1973, the Commonwealth Government announced the disposal of a number of Canberra bombers. So it was one of those put up or shut up moments. Eventually it was decided that we would submit a tender for a Canberra. So 3 of us put up loans to purchase the aircraft. We were the proud owners of Canberra A84-225. But then we had to find somewhere to put it. This caught the attention of the aviation writer at the Courier Mail, and he wrote the banner headline on the front page, "Bomber with nowhere to go." We wanted it to go on display. Fortunately, as a result of the publicity, we had an offer from a new museum that was setting up at Currabee, and their collection was horse-drawn vehicles, and they offered to let us put the Canberra out the front of their museum. Well, at the time we were still operating as the Aviation Historical Society of Australia, Queensland branch museum group. And with a name like that, we obviously needed something shorter, so we took the minimalist approach and we adopted the Queensland Air Museum. And the museum was inaugurated with the unveiling of the Canberra out at Currabee. Well, from the outset, we always wanted the museum to be on an airport, but this never happened, and we moved to no fewer than 3 temporary sites in the Brisbane area. And eventually we finished up in a remote corner of Brisbane Airport, but this was far from ideal because we couldn't open it to the public because of security reasons. In 1986 we were effectively evicted from Brisbane Airport, and again our plight became focus of the news media, and there were numerous offers of sites in Queensland. The most suitable was an offer from the Landsborough Shire Council to move to Caloundra Aerodrome, and the council provided us with what we now call Hangar 1, and we moved our aircraft from Brisbane. By that time there were about 4 aircraft in the collection, and we opened to the public in April 1987.